According to, excuse me, I see some crowd today, ENAR or something like that, seemingly they're the umbrella group for these so-called anti-Trevails, or it's hard to say the word, racist groups or whatever you wish to call them, but they support all these refugees and all this, and if you're moaning about any bloody well thing, you can go to them, and of course they put it on file and the media lap it up and so forth like that, like without question, of course, obviously. But in any case, today, in any case, he brought out a report that the Irish are bigots and so forth, especially towards blacks. Now, they call it Afrophobia. Now, I came across that word before and I put it up on my Twitter because I had a good laugh at it. You have Islamophobia and you have Afrophobia and disophobia and dataphobia. But in any case, they came out and says that the Irish are bigots and fucking racists and all this, like, you know. Now, not mentioning the fact, of course, that for 15 years, 16 now years, we've looked on while the government, aided and abetted by these NGOs with taxpayers' money, have brought in, knowingly now, this is the thing, and of course our solicitors and all so forth like this have supped at this particular trot, willingly, but in any case, they brought them in, and 98% of them are bogus. 97, because as we all know and it's proven worldwide, the genuine refugees never make it out of where the hurt, shall we say, is happening. But in any case, here they are and they're moaning and meaning and all this about Ireland and about what we've said to them. And by the way, I looked at the bloody thing, well, I looked at it on some of the online newspapers, which are basically completely and utterly unquestionably pro-Trevails, the end of the Trevails, white race or whatever you wish to call it. But in any case, I had a gander at it, and there was really no evidence as regards this. There was assumptions, fallacies and so forth like this. But of course we are mediocre, won't ask these questions. And the fact that this groupings can take our money and publish reports like this is scandalous. But sure, we won't go into that. Okay, sure. Look, it's all based on fucking lies, deceit, and that we haven't got men, women or so big enough and bold enough to pull them up. It's just shocking. But either way, in any case, this is the story. So he says this and that and so forth like this, and he made out allegations about the Irish people. Now my point of view is this is, so what? Rightly so. Because if I knew that this fella got into my country through lying that he was a refugee, and as I said before, walking practically over the graves of genuine refugees, yes, gets housed, gets cars, which I can't understand where they could get cars so quickly and so forth like that, especially with the insurance, tax and so forth, and all the odds and bobs you have to do now for her to get her licence, but in any case to get all these things. And they can set up businesses, and like that, my favourites, the Nigerians, then go back on holidays to the place which they're fleeing from, and nobody asks a question. But this is just a fairy tale land of the refugee. But in any case, and he's taken up our houses, our hospitals and so forth like this, when Irish people are on waiting lists and so forth. But we won't go into that because, as per usual, the usual crap comes out of that about I'm being biased and so forth to that. Of course I'm biased. I don't like to see lies, deceit and dishonesty perpetrated on the Irish people, and especially on the kids growing up, the children of Ireland and of Europe and of America, Australia, all the white Western world. I don't like seeing it, and I will always speak out about it. Me, myself, and a couple of other brave individuals for the past 15 years. Not that we got anywhere, but at least we kept it up. But either way, in any case, they came out with this report in any case, which is a total and utter travesty. And of course, nobody questions it. But in any case, to my mind, if you come into my country and you lie, deceive and so forth like this, and I ask you the question, how did you get into this country, which is an island by the way, when you're supposed to stop, according to the Dublin Convention, jeepers, that done who, but in any case, according to the Dublin Convention, that you're supposed to stop at the first port of call. After all, there's no direct flights to Ireland from an awful lot of these countries. Yep, now a lot of them are of course coming in through Britain, our great allies and friends, but that's another thing, and the colonials of course, which is swamping Ireland now at the moment. excuse me about that. But in any case, so that's the story in any case. Cheapers, I haven't finished. My video's giving me trouble today, this bloody well thing. But either way, seemingly that's the story today. So look, don't forget, I'll be back on other issues. I'm rambling today in any case, but I'll be back on other issues. But I've had nobody contact me as regards me running for election. And maybe after seeing this video, you can't blame them. But either way, if I don't hear much in the next couple of weeks or so forth like this, I definitely won't be running. There's no point, you know. I'm afraid that's going to be another generation, possibly, or the children, God love them, that have been forsaken by my generation, that will have to take up this fight, which is scandalous. As you see already with our budget, instead of paying back our debt that we took, we're leaving it to the children, which I don't know. And of course nobody will stand up in the Dáil or Parliament, or indeed the Shamit, and say anything. But listen, for today, just another rant out of Pat there. You might see some sense in it and some honesty in it and so forth like this. But I'll be sticking up another one, and I think the next one I'll bring up will be on security and about what the Officers Club said today. But either way, or as they used to say where I came from, the Huffs Club. I won't tell you why, some other time. But listen, either way, go on, all good. Slán agus banked, and we'll catch you all soon.